Welcome back to Broken Dolly TV. I'm your host Gypsy, and today I'm going to show you guys a restyle of this doll, styled by Maeve Reilly is the name of the doll. Some of you guys asked me for a review of this doll, which I didn't want to do because there's already so many reviews, but some people like the way I do my reviews because I get really detailed and give a lot of extra information. So I decided that I'm going to give you guys a review, but the review portion of the video is going to be in the second portion of the video. So if you want to see the review, just wait until the restyle portion is over and then the review will start. And for the reviewing segment, we're going to go through every single detail about this doll. We're going to strip all the clothes off. We're going to take a look at her skin tone matches, give her a new body, and examine her from head to toe very thoroughly. So stay tuned if this sounds like something interesting to you. Well, all I've done to her so far is removed her original body and given her a new body. She's on a made to move. This is the one from the yoga series. She's one of the newer curvy dolls, and she's got on, I think she has, I don't remember what color her clothes are, but I'll put a picture up here for you guys so you can figure out which one you're looking for if you want to put her on a curvy. But I only use that doll because I happen to have one on hand and she was on sale at Target for only $9. It doesn't have to be that one. There are other dolls that have a similar skin tone to that one that isn't a curvy. So just keep that in mind. You're not stuck with a curvy body if you want to give her made to move joints. I also washed out all of the gel from her hair because it was a nasty. And of course her hair is a hot ass mess because it's very unevenly cut. You can't really tell now because I already cut the hair strands that were, sticking out down here. But there was a lot of different pieces where it was just like all uneven. It still is pretty uneven. So I'm going to try to even this up a little bit more. But can you guys tell that this side here is longer than this side? And this is the part that was slicked back like this. So I'm guessing that maybe that's why the hair is longer on one side, but it's just ill. Okay, I tried to even it up a little bit in the front. It's not quite there yet. I still have a little bit more to go. It's not as distracting as it was before. I'm so tempted, y'all, to just give her a short haircut. Like I really want to cut it to like right around here, because I feel like she will look so brand new with her hair at that length. I'm gonna try to refrain from doing that at the moment because I need to study the way her hair moves and behaves so I can decide what length to cut it to if I'm gonna make it shorter. Oh my gosh, but I'm just so tempted. Like I really think she would look a lot better with a much shorter cut. I have my other Andra here that has a very short cut, and honestly I don't really like this cut on her, but that's because it's got a side shaved look and it's just like I'm not really with the pixie cuts too much. I don't know exactly what you would call this hairstyle, but I don't know. That's too short. I want her hair to be a little longer than that, like down past her chin a little bit. The urge to cut her hair is so strong. Like I'm trying so hard not to do it on camera right now. I do want to make sure that I know how the hair is going to behave before I do that. So we'll leave her be for right now. And I do want to show you guys her hair, like the scalp on the inside, how it's rooted. Tracks, if you want to call them that, are very close together. And her scalp is painted in this light platinum kind of a color, like almost like white, so you can't really notice her scalp too much when you're parting the hair. So this is good. She's got a pretty decent hairline and I don't see a whole bunch of empty spaces in her hair, so this is very good. And the hair is nice quality saran that does behave. These are all good things that I'm seeing with this doll. I just need to settle on like a permanent hairstyle for her because this hair is just so annoying. All right, so let's get some clothes on this girl. Something I'm really happy about was that I was able to swap out her hands. Her donor body had these hands that I had painted with orange nail polish. And actually the sculpt of the hands are very similar, to be honest, even though those are made to move hands. But her original hands are slightly smaller and there's a little more detail in the hand sculpt. And also the nails are painted, but I don't think the paint is dark enough, so I think I'm gonna repaint the nails to make them a little darker. But the reason I really wanted to swap the hands out was because she came with a ring and I don't want her to lose her ring. And I wasn't about to pierce the hand on this body so I could swap it. So if you want to change out your doll's wrists, this works with most female bodies. I don't know about the Kens. You got to do a little bit more maneuvering with the Kens They actually break if you try to pull them off. There's a whole modification you have to do with your male kin, so please don't do this with them until you learn how to modify the hands properly. But for your girls, you can just dip the wrist into hot water and then let it soften a little bit and just pull them right out and swap them around. So here's her first outfit we're trying on. I just wanted her to keep a very simple look, somewhat similar to the way that she came. This curvy body cannot fit her original outfit except for her jacket. It will work on other bodies. I'll show you guys in my review segment coming up what other doll bodies you can try the outfit on, but the jacket is the only thing that's gonna fit on the curvy body type. So tell me what you think about this look on her. I think I would actually try displaying her in an outfit like this. As far as the pieces, the jacket she's wearing actually belonged to a petite doll originally. It was on a BMR 1959 doll, which had the Claudette sculpt and the space buttons, but on that doll this jacket is actually pretty big, so it fits her pretty good. The top I've had for the longest, it came with, what did it come on, guys? I don't even remember. I want to say it was part of a fashion pack, and then the jeans also I think came as part of a fashion pack. But here's how the shirt looks. This, I cannot stand how cute this hoodie is. It actually came on my Gigi Hadid Barbie that was the Gigi X Tommy Hilfiger doll, and so it's supposed to be a Tommy brand sweater basically, but it's so fluffy and cute and very oversized. Even though it came on a smaller doll's body, it fits great on my curvy dolls. The only thing I have a problem with this hood is that it is so hard to get on and off the dolls, like unnecessarily difficult. I mean, I get it because of the aesthetic, the way that it looks. They made sure that it looks very realistic, so it's gonna be hard to get on and off, but I mean, damn, I would use this hoodie so much more often if I could easily put it onto my dolls. Yeah, if there was a way to like clasp it in the back, then that would probably be a little bit easier. With this look, I just wanted to try out something that was kind of along that girly tomboyish type of look. So she's got the hoodie with the skirt on and some heels. I think it's pretty cute and casual and suits her nicely. And again, with the hair, man, I feel like her hair is just too long, as crazy as that sounds. If it was about this length, I think it might be a little bit better. It's just like an awkward length where it's long enough that you can probably like tie it in a ponytail, but it looks like the ponytail would be just sticking out instead of laying down. I don't know. I gotta try some stuff out with this hair to make up my mind about it, but it just seems like a nuisance to style. Like, why? So I just wanted to see how she would look with some more accessories. I'm trying out this visor on her. It's not too bad, though her hair just sits so awkwardly. Ugh. Get on my nerves. And then the hoop earring is actually her silver bracelet that she had on. The thickness of the bracelet is perfect for the hole in her ear. I'm using it as an earring. Why not? You poor thing. Oh my goodness, Mattel, what did you guys do to this poor girl? She's trying though, she's trying. I really like this look on her. I think it suits her nicely. And these shoes, though they're very similar to the original styles that she had, they are slightly different, and then they're supposed to be for a curvy foot, so they're a little bit bigger. If you are curious and just wondering, here's her original shoe on her foot. You can see that the heel doesn't go all the way in, but you can get away with it if you really wanted to, because this part here in the front is so long, the square part. You can kind of get away with it. It looks like a bigger shoe on her original foot than on this one. I also think her hair looks okay, kind of brushed over to the side like this, similar to the way that it was out of the package, but not so gelled looking, I guess. This might be a neat way to do her hair without having to cut it necessarily. To mention, these two look like a really similar skin tone match to me. Might be able to get away with the same skin tone as a body donor for this Odile mermaid if you have her and you're looking for a body match, if you don't mind it being curvy. So here we have her little chic secretary look. I kept the skirt from the other outfit with the shoes, and just swapped out her tops. She's got like a button up on underneath this vest. I have never tried this vest on any of my dolls since I've had it. It's like pristine, in perfect condition since I took it off the original doll that it came on. The doll that I had this outfit on originally was a Rosie O'Donnell Barbie doll, and her clothes in general are quite big. She's like the original curvy body for reals, because all the clothes on that doll were oversized and didn't fit any other Barbie dolls until this Doll Evolves movement happened, and then we got curvies. But I don't have any curvy dolls that I felt like this vest would like look good on, so I never tried it on anybody until just now. So I'm glad I didn't get rid of the outfit because I wasn't sure what to do with it. I don't know. It might even fit on a male doll. I haven't really tried it though, but I think it looks cute on her. I'm really stunned at how many cute looks I can get out of this doll. And I don't know why I can't find any videos on YouTube of people restyling this doll. Like, is everybody just keeping her as is? What's going on? Please, content creators, if you have this doll, make some videos restyling her so we can see what you guys come up with. I always take my dolls out of their original state and switch them around. So this is something that I'm wondering about when I watch people's reviews of like, what does the doll look like when it's not in the box and out of its original state, you know? Not all of us keep our dolls in boxes or in the original clothes that they come in. I just want options. Well, just to quell my own curiosity, I had to try her hair up in a ponytail, and look at this. Look at this. What in the hot diggity damn? So I'm gonna say no. This is not a vibe, okay? What? Stop it. I mean, she's got a lot of hair rooted into her head. That part is good. You don't have to worry about a bunch of bald spots. But I mean, what in the world? Like, I'm just speechless. I don't know. I don't know how to process this doll's hair, you guys. Am I missing something? Like, what is happening with this hair? Her hair just irks me so bad. But here's a new outfit that I tried on her. This is another one where like the jacket, not one that I usually put on my dolls. I never know what doll to put it on because it just doesn't seem to look right on anybody except for my Gillian Anderson sculpt, the Agent Scully doll. But I don't know where the hell this jacket even came from. I think I bought it secondhand on a doll that I got from eBay. It was like 2 star dolls that I had purchased together with a whole entire lot of like props that were supposed to go into an office set. Everything was like mixed match. It wasn't stuff that came together. It was just like whoever was selling it, they put it all together. I bought that lot for the dolls themselves because it was only like $50. I don't think this person knew what they had because there was a lot of like cool pieces in there, including the props. It came with like a little computer and a desk and a chair and all this other stuff. I only cared about the dolls, and one of the dolls was dressed in this jacket with like a whole office suit on. Everything was very nice quality, and I was just like, bruh, like you could have got this much just for the clothes. But I wasn't complaining about it. So it's a very high quality jacket. I don't know if this is made by Mattel even, but it's very nice. It's one of the few pieces I have in my collection that looks similar to something like Integrity Toys would make. And I'm shocked that I can actually close this jacket on this curvy body because I've never tried it before on a curvy doll. But underneath, she's just wearing one of these cute rompers that came on a Barbie Looks doll. I think it was model number 2 with the L face sculpt. So I just paired those 2 things together. Party on the inside, business on the outside. Okay. We just gotta figure out what to do with her poor hair. I was like, oh, what a waste. And I did put boots on her with this outfit. Them boots, I'm not really sure exactly where they're from. I think these might have came on another doll. Either it was one of my Harry Potter dolls, or it could have been my Willa doll. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it came on a different doll that had big feet. So I'm trying to give her a hairstyle something like this, which would look cute on her if I could get it to tie back. But like you see, there's such a short amount of hair back here to tie up that's just gonna be sticking in the air. Like unless you have a little clip to clip it back here, this is a lot. Like this is too much maneuvering. I swear, this hair is just at a really awkward length and I don't like it. I like the way it looks, but I don't like how much maneuvering I have to do to get it to look the way I want it to look. So I do think I'm gonna end up snipping it off because it's just not worth the hassle. Finally, I feel so much better now. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna go nuts with her hair. I had to cut it. I couldn't take it anymore. It was so awkward. Like, I cut it about shoulder length. It's a tad bit shorter in the front than the back, and I think I do need to go over it one more time just to make sure that I evened everything out properly. It's just like something about the length. It was just so awkward, and it kept getting caught on like the clothes. It was just not, no, it's not a vibe at all. I don't like this doll's hair, I swear. They could have done something better with the hair. Like, I don't normally cut hair because I like length in my doll's hair, but that length was just weird. What in the world? I could go a little bit shorter and make it like chin length. I think she would still look good that way too, but I just stopped here because I didn't want to go too far. I think you can get away with making it a little, like a smidge longer too, if you want to cut the doll's hair. If you decide to do this, please be careful. I would suggest cutting the hair while it's wet, taking off small, tiny increments at a time. The initial chop that you do, cut it longer than where you're gonna want the doll's hair to be, so you can trim it up and even it out and it won't be too short. Because I'm just saying, I'm not no hairdresser, you guys. I'm not a doll hair salonist like freaking Delightful Dolls. That ain't me. So you gotta work with the skills you got. It's better to cut the hair too long and then have more length that you can get rid of than cut it too short and she's not gonna grow her hair back. And I ain't about to reroot nobody up in here. But anyway, so this is the last outfit that I'm going to show you guys on her. And I tried to go with that oversized jacket look that she had initially and just carried it over to this look with the very pretty girly dress underneath. She's wearing the dress that came on one of my Barbie Looks dolls that had a curvy body with the Frida sculpt, and she's just wearing some random heels. This red jacket came on the Rosie O'Donnell doll. She had a lot of layers to her outfit, but yeah, it's very oversized, so I thought I would try it on this doll because I have, again, never really found a doll to rock this jacket on. Plus, I don't particularly like the color red, so I try to keep it out of my eyesight as much as possible, but I actually don't mind it on her. So this is kind of a cool look for her. What do you guys think about the haircut? Did I go too far? Like, am I being paranoid about the hair? What do y'all think? I'm fine with it. The way it was initially was making me feel like she was holding her breath and like needed to take a breath or something. I don't know. That's the only way I know how to explain it, but it was triggering my like sensory issues. So I had to do something about it. But yeah, it seems like her hair can function fine at this length and it's not gonna be all like crazy looking and fly all over the place. It's pretty neat, so I'm okay with that. I do eventually plan to pierce her other ear because now that her hair is shorter, like it's not gonna be behind one ear. But for now, she's fine. Tell me which look you liked the best in the comment section. Now we're gonna move on to the rest of the video, which is the actual unboxing and review portion of the video, so you can get my initial thoughts of this doll as I was cleaning her up and getting her out and taking a look at all the things that she came with if you're interested in that information. I did have a lot to say, so hopefully it answered whatever questions you have about this doll. And here in my collection, I'll be renaming her Jersey. That's gonna be her name. She kind of reminds me of those tan Jersey Shore girls from the TV show, the reality show. So I'm gonna name her that. And if this is all you wanted to see today, thanks so much for sticking around and watching this part of the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But for the rest of us, let's continue with the unboxing and review. Well, if you have made it to this part of the video, then welcome to the review of the Styled by Maeve Reilly Barbie doll. So this doll was released on October 22nd of 2024, which is not too far away from the time that I'm making this video. I purchased her from MattelCreations.com, which is the only place that I know of at the moment where you can purchase this doll at retail price. So that's excluding the crazies on eBay that are charging an arm and a leg for literally everything. This doll has a very tomboy meets girly look. She's got a cream crop top, wide leg denim pants, and an oversized leather jacket. Maeve Reilly, the real stylist who is supposed to be the influencer that this doll was inspired by, is actually a celebrity stylist who is pretty big on social media. If you've never heard of her, she has clients including Megan Fox and Eva Longoria. Her distinct style is basically like this, very girly and feminine look combined with some tomboy aesthetics. She likes to wear oversized coats and things like that. So a lot of the styling of this doll is supposed to be based on the way that Maeve Reilly actually dresses in real life. So let's go ahead and take her out of this box. The box itself is very well designed, I think. She's got a very large window in the front that you can see the doll through. So if you're an inbox collector, this is probably a really nice aesthetic to have on your shelf. And you can see the background behind her. She looks like she's inside of like a walk-in closet, but you can see that better when this plastic covering is off, which is kind of a shame because boxes, they always have such a glare in the light when we're trying to like film them, so they don't turn up very good on camera, but in person they're very nice. So I like the sleek design. I like that it's not so colorful, and it's just very, very simple and neutral in color scheme, which is definitely my taste right now. So I would say 10 out of 10 for the box design. And I do know that this doll is gonna come with a stand. You can see part of it there in the back. The rest of it's probably behind her. And she also should have a certificate of authenticity, which has no meaning for me, but for some of you guys that might matter. And of course, her outfit and accessories we're gonna take a closer look at, but let's see how difficult it is to get her out of the box. So she slides right out of the box fairly easily so far. Getting her out is not too scary, but I can see that the doll's jacket here is tacked down to the box. It's not moving freely on the bottom, so that's a concern that I have as I'm taking her out. I do suggest that you use scissors to very carefully cut the jacket out and don't pull on it, because the tab is going to create a hole in this fabric if you are not careful, which we don't want. So make sure you have something sharp on hand to cut those little plastic tabs out. But this is what the inside of the box is looking like with that walk-in closet detail. As far as the art, it's very cozy and cute. I really do like the way that they packaged this doll. You can get a pretty good look at her. What I don't like though is this hair. It just looks so stiff. And the other one that I have here, which I'm going to return because she's got a wonky eye, it's a little bit neater than the one that I'm about to unbox, but I mean, oh gosh. There's more of a curl at the bottom here than with this one that's very straight at the bottom and kind of stiff. And there's a bit of a dent right here in the hair. So we're gonna try to fix that when we loosen her up out of her. Goodness. But I do like the feeling of the leather portion of the jacket. Of course, this is not real leather. It is faux leather, meaning it's not real. People are saying that within a couple of years, this is going to disintegrate and be basically dust, which may be so, but if you're very careful with your dolls, I think it might last a little longer than that. I have other pieces that are made of this kind of fabric. Those pieces I've had in my collection for years and they're just fine. So nonetheless, it looks very nice. So I do see that because she's strapped in here with so much plastic, it's really hard to get a good grasp of all her accessories. She does have some bracelets on, but they're so difficult to see. The jacket's sleeve is quite long and kind of covering a portion of it, and then the plastic is just covering everything, so it's really hard to see with the doll still in the box. Of course, her hands are so long that they cover up her feet as well, so you can't see her shoes. So these are things to keep in mind if you're someone who likes to collect your doll in the box. These are some parts of the doll that you might have to maneuver and change around and then like rebox her so that you can see everything a little bit better. Except for the shoes, of course, you won't be able to see the shoes unless you fold the bottoms of her wide leg pants up. And she does have a hem here, so you might be able to cuff it and still get a look at the shoes, but I mean, you do have to put a little bit of manual work in to get this doll display ready if you decide you want to keep her in the box or if you want to keep her as is on a stand. You're gonna find the certificate of authenticity here taped down to the back of the box, and you want to remove this so you can get to the actual doll stand, which is hiding behind there. See? She should be fairly easy to remove if you just snip all of these little plastic tabs out in the back of the box and the cardboard insert. I'm not seeing a bunch of string, so that's a good sign. So she's almost out. I've cut everything except for these black tabs right here that's connected to the box. This is the plastic that's holding the doll's jacket down to the box, which is just ridiculous. Mattel, why do you guys always do something strange? So I'm gonna try and cut them out from this side instead of on the side where the doll's jacket is. Now, after all of that, this is the condition of the box after I cut everything out with scissors. I know, guys, I'm speaking for myself here, sometimes we get very impatient and excited to pull our dolls out of the box and just rip them out. This is probably the most carefully and strategically I've removed a doll from the box. My insert is intact. If I wanted to, I can reuse this, so I can put other dolls in here if I want. And the bottom, see the bottom of the box, it opens up. You can kind of take it apart to make everything very neat. So let's just keep that in mind if we're someone who likes to try to reuse the boxes or the packaging for other projects or displays. Then it is possible to do that with this doll, as long as you don't rip everything out. Now, so far the doll is in this condition. I still need to do some more cutting to completely free her from this plastic here. Okay, so I put the insert back into the box just to see how crazy it looks when it's put back together. And other than the top of the box needing to be taped back down so that it stays closed, I would say everything is in pretty pristine condition. So again, if you wanted to like resell this doll later, at least you can keep the box nice and neat so that, you know, even though you're selling her probably used, the presentation will be a lot nicer than if her box was completely messed up looking or unavailable. I actually could see this as a cool display case for other dolls that you might want to kind of preserve and put on display without some kind of protection so that the doll doesn't get dusty. This would be a really, really great way to do that. Of course, it says styled by Maeve Reilly all huge on the bottom here, but who cares? Well, y'all, I'm a little bit unimpressed by this doll straight out of the box. I don't find her to be display worthy right off the rip. I'm noticing that she cannot hold her clutch purse as is without the help of all of the plastic that's covering it, and that really takes away from the aesthetic of the beautiful purse. Her hair is just a monstrosity in my opinion. Like, the back of the hair needs so much trimming and prepping if you don't want to wash the hair out, because it's heavily gelled. I mean, this hair is crispity crunchity, straight up like Cocoa Puffs, okay? It's so crunchy. She definitely needs to get her hair treated. Just yikes. Yikes is the word that comes to mind when I'm looking at her straight out the box, which is such a shame, because these dolls that are supposed to be collector dolls that are at this price point, you want to be able to take the doll out, throw her on her stand, and just like keep it moving. You shouldn't have to do anything else to the doll to make her look presentable. So that is very unimpressive to me specifically. I'm just letting you guys know this is not one of those dolls that's ready to go when you take her out the box. If you care about the aesthetic of the doll, you're just gonna want to spruce her up a little bit and give her a better presentation than the way that she comes in the box. And unfortunately, if you are someone who likes to keep your dolls in box to display them, you may even want to consider taking her out temporarily just to spruce her up and then putting her back into the box carefully to keep her, you know, in the box for your display. That sounds like a lot of work, I know, but that's why I'm saying I'm not impressed. I shouldn't have to do all of that, Mattel. I also want to mention that those tabs that were holding the doll's jacket in place, they definitely leave holes in the jacket, which is so aggravating. I think they even had more than one tab holding that in place. Completely unnecessary. This jacket material is not so soft and flowy that the doll clothing would not have just stayed in place without those tabs holding it down. So it's completely unnecessary. Yet and still, Mattel decided that they were going to poke holes in these beautiful clothes, which we already have to be careful with because this leather is prone to disintegration. These are just things that I'm noticing, that I'm pointing out, but do with that information what thou wilt. So now let's take a closer look at her face. The mold is absolutely Andra, and Andra was first introduced with the Barbie Looks series, as most of us already know. There's a handful of Andra dolls available to the public to purchase if you are already a collector of the Barbie Looks series, and you should already have one or two Andras in your collection. I do have some of my other Andra dolls here that you guys can take a look at and compare them. The reason why I wanted this particular doll, Maeve, was because she has a distinct feature which none of these girls have, and that's going to be her side glancing eyes. I'm a huge fan of side glancing dolls in general. I really love when they're looking off to the side because I think it gives the characters a little bit more personality. That's what really sets her apart from the rest of these girls, although they're very similar, of course, because they have the same sculpt. The great thing about Andra Sculpt is that it's very versatile. Each one has a distinct look. They don't all look like the same person in different clothes. The screenings are quite different on each doll. Also, their skin tones are very different too. The Maeve Reilly doll is probably the darkest in complexion compared to all of them. And the only other Andra Sculpt that I know of at this time that was produced with the side glance is gonna be the one-of-a-kind Gala Glamour set that came with a Barbie and a Ken doll. And that particular one, though she's very adorable, she doesn't have a really serious look. Her side glance gives her a very mischievous, playful type of a look. I feel like her smile is a little bit more pronounced, whereas with this version of Andra, as you can see with her lips, they almost look like they're turned downwards. Now, another difference between this Andra and the other Andras that are more readily available, she definitely has a different hairstyle compared to the other dolls. So you can get a different look with this one. She also has a different body type. Her body type is categorized as the Gigi Hadid body with high heel feet. And the Gigi doll had a very unique body sculpt that they had made specifically for that doll, but it came with flat feet. So there was a lot of controversy about whether or not it was a good body or not. All of the Andra dolls that are part of the Barbie Look series also come with made to move articulation by default. This one is curvy and the other two are the original body types. So you don't have to rebody them if you're into made to move sculpts. Her makeup look is very muted. She's got neutral lips, very like mauve kind of a color, and her eyeshadow is a little bit smoky but on the very subtle side in comparison to this first Andra that was released in the Barbie Look series, who's got very dramatic eye makeup and darker lips, as well as this Andra who has very bright makeup and bright lipstick. This one's probably the closest in comparison because her makeup is not too gaudy or noticeable. She does have more intense lipstick on compared to the Maeve Reilly version, and she also has really pretty bright blue eyes, which only this Andra in my collection has as well, but it is a different shade of blue. But now let's take a closer look at what else she comes with. She's got two necklaces. One is silver, one is gold. However, neither one has this metallic finish that her earring has, which is really confusing. I'm not sure why they went with that style choice, but it's a little questionable. So she's got a purse here that comes very metallic in color. Meanwhile, her two bracelets, both gold and silver, are also matte finishes. Oh wait, okay, I thought she only had two bracelets, but she's actually got three. This is what I don't like about the way that they styled this doll in the box. Unless you move the sleeves, you are gonna miss some of these details, which is really annoying. I don't know why they didn't make the bracelets metallic too, but it's just such a missed opportunity. And she does also have a ring. That ring is not metallic as well, though it is gold in color. You can also paint the jewelry to make it look more metallic, but I mean, who wants to go through all of that for a doll that's priced at 45 bucks? They would have been better off just giving us matte finish earring if they weren't gonna bother with the metallics on the rest of the jewelry anyways. I would have been fine with that as long as everything matched. So it's a little bit strange. I don't know why they did this, but whatever. But one of my favorite things about this doll was the jacket. This is really what made me fall in love with this doll, was when I saw the coat. I was like, I need to have that in my collection. I couldn't justify spending the amount of money on this doll that she cost, so I had to look for other details that I was gonna like about her besides just her jacket, because it's just ridiculous to spend this kind of money just for one piece that the doll comes with. Thankfully, I was in love with her face. I already showed you guys my other Andra dolls in a previous sculpt study video. I did talk about this doll and I mentioned that she was one that I needed to add to my list of dolls to add to my collection because I really did admire the doll's face and style when I was looking at pictures of her. The other thing I really like about this doll is the pants. This denim material is very authentic. It feels like real jean material. It's nice and stiff without being too thick, if that makes sense. It feels like it's the right scale for a Barbie doll in the thickness. The fact that it's wide legs at the bottom is like so unique. We don't have many dolls that have clothes that come this way, and you surely cannot purchase pants like this in a fashion pack produced by Mattel because they only make fashion packs that look like rainbow Skittles melted all over the clothes. So we're just not gonna see anything like this, which is such a shame. I really hope when the Barbie Basics line drops, I hope Mattel wakes up and stops sniffing coke and decides to give us some fashion packs that will go with those Barbie Basics dolls, because it's so long overdue. Please, Mattel, I know you're listening. Some other details about her is that she does have painted nails. The nails coloring is so subtly painted, my camera can barely even pick it up, but it's the same shade of pink that her lips are. I would consider this color mauve, not quite pink. It's like a shade darker than her skin tone. And it looks like she also has that same coloring on her toenails as well, but you can't see them because her pants are covering up her shoes, but we'll take a look at them when we take her clothes off. Now I want to remove this jacket, so I'm going to take off all the tape that's holding her clutch in place. I don't really care about this thing because I don't usually style my dolls with a lot of accessories other than earrings, so I'm not really concerned with it. But if you are curious as to what it looks like, first of all, who is this for? Like, I just want to know, why do they do this? The doll is not available in a store where someone could just steal it. So I don't understand with all this crazy wrapping, and like, these dolls are supposed to be for grown-ups. Why do they do this? Mattel, why do y'all do this? It's unnecessary. It's dumb. Please stop. People have been complaining that their purses have dents and weird scratch marks in them because of the plastic that's holding it together. I don't care because I don't really use these kinds of accessories. This is probably going to end up in like my eBay stash to get rid of because it's just taking up space in my collection. But I mean, if I was someone who cared about it, it would just bug me that they put all that plastic around it for no reason. I don't even like these kinds of accessories that the dolls can't even really hold. I like straps. Gee whiz. Now, as far as the doll's jacket on her body, I do like the way it sits. It is very oversized, not gonna lie. And I think in the pictures of the promo shots, the jacket doesn't appear to be as large as it actually is on her body. But I'm pretty sure you can fit this jacket onto like a Ken doll, which is pretty dope. And I think I'm gonna try that. I honestly didn't want this jacket piece for this doll. Like, this is gonna come off of her and probably stay off of her. I wanted this really for my Aaliyah Barbie and also a few other male dolls that I was thinking it might look pretty cool on. I am probably going to end up putting her onto a curvy body, so I wonder if this will fit on a curvy doll as well. It probably will because it's so oversized. One of the things I like about it is that it has this little finish here, and I think some people might be bothered by the fact that it's not completely lined, but I don't really care as long as it looks good on the doll. So I do like that they gave it a little bit of fabric here to finish it off so that it doesn't look strange while it's open. There is nothing to just sew a little button on if you really want to like close it. You might even be able to throw a little belt around it too. This doll here is named Topanga. She's on a tall made-to-move body, and I tried the jacket out on her and it seems like it fits her just fine. She's about the same height as a typical Ken doll, so on Ken it fits. Obviously it's gonna fit on her too. This is a very vampire-esque look. I love the jacket so much. Like, this jacket really is everything. Initially I thought that her pockets were not working pockets because they were so tight, like I couldn't open them, but I stuck a little pen cap inside there and it loosened up for me. I can pose her with her thumb in her pocket, but it's a little bit difficult to get her whole hand in the pocket. The reason her hand doesn't fit is not because the pocket is too small. It's because her body cannot move in such a way that her hand can fit in there. Elbow joint just doesn't work in a way that I can angle her hand into the pocket properly. I can probably force it in, but I don't want to do that. So that's something that you might want to keep in mind if you're trying to figure out different poses you can do with this doll. The shirt is very asymmetrical in the cut. It's slanted. I like it. And I like that in the back portion of the shirt, it doesn't come all the way down like how the front does. It's a little shorter in the back, which I think makes it easier to pair with her bottoms. It would be like kind of awkward if it was the same length as in the front, so I do like it. Even though it does have the clear straps here to keep everything on nice and snug, you actually don't need this. This will disintegrate over time or start turning yellow, so if you don't want to be bothered, you can just snip it right off. Now taking a look at the pants, here we go, look at her little belly button. On the inside there's a little ribbon strap that's like almost like kind of like built-in underwear to keep the pants on her body at a certain place, I guess. I don't know if you really need that, and if you try these pants on a different body type, like a different height doll, it may not fit quite the same because of that strap on the inside. So again, that's something you can snip right off. It will not damage your doll's pants if you snip them out. I feel like this would be a really cool outfit to put on your Integrity Toys dolls as well. Also, to complete this look, of course, is the shoes, which is pretty invisible. You'll see that the shoe has a very skinny heel, and this heel for a lot of people came like this, like curved inwards, which is so annoying. There is like a fix for this, using hot water and ice water, but I'm too lazy to do all of that stuff, and I shouldn't have to do that with a doll at this price point. Mattel, get it together. There's toenail polish on there, but it's so hard to see. But I swear, it's the same color as her nails. And the construction of the shoe is a little bit different too. It's got like this flat, squared off look right where the toes go. Have you guys seen this design already on other Barbie doll shoes? If you have, then tell me where you've seen this design, which doll it came with. You can see here that her joints do not extend down to her ankles. She does have the high heel feet that are always like this. But that's pretty much the gist of her outfit. It's not nothing too special. It's just all very neutral looking. And also keep in mind that this doll only has one piercing. This earring should be able to just come right out. Yeah, it does. But look at how gigantic her ear hole is. So if you want to give her another piercing on the other side, you are gonna have to like use something to make the hole really big, maybe like a toothpick after you initially pierce it. Well, here's Serafina, my Poppy Parker doll from Integrity Toys, who has a much skinnier torso than the original Maeve Reilly doll has. I am able to fit this outfit on her pretty decently. I did notice that her waist is a little bit small, so due to that, the pants, I'm not gonna say they're loose at the waist, it's just you do have to pull the Velcro to the tightest position in order for it to be secure on her waist. This doll, because I had to pull the pants up high on her waist in order to get it around her tiny little waist, you can actually see the shoes at the bottom of the pants. I was able to get the shoes onto the feet for this doll, but her toes are a little bit wide, so you kind of have to stuff them in there. They're gonna stay put, they won't move around. I actually really like this outfit on her. I will probably display this doll in this outfit for a little while, even without the jacket. I really did think that this outfit was going to look very cool on Integrity Toys dolls because they already have very similar aesthetics as far as their clothing is concerned. And I also tried the outfit on Griselda here, who is one of my other Integrity Toys fashion royalty dolls. She is a gift from my homegirl, Cutie Erica, over on Instagram. If you guys are not following Cutie Erica, like, what are you even doing? If you have Instagram, you need to be following her. Make sure you do, because you're missing out on so much good content if you're not following her. And tell her that Gypsy sent you. This doll is quite tall. Like, look at how skinny Poppy Parker is. And next to each other, you see the height difference here where their shoulders are. Now, of course, this doll has bigger feet, just like a tall Barbie would, so I cannot fit her original shoes onto these feet. Not gonna lie, this outfit, for reals, my Integrity Toys dolls are gonna be fighting over this one. I also think it's significant to note that the sleeves on this jacket are wide enough and the finish on the inside of the hem is secure enough that the fingers don't get caught when you're trying to move your doll's hands through this hole. That's really good because it makes it so much easier to redress the doll, you know? Well, back to Maeve, we have some joints to take a look at. So this Gigi Hadid body comes with just standard articulation, excluding the ankle joints. She's got joints here in her shoulders that will allow her arms to pivot outwards and all the way around. She's got elbow joints. It's only a single joint. Her hands cannot touch her face. She has a really pretty sculpt for the hand. I think I want to steal these hands to try to put them onto the new body. A single joint in her knee and her hips, so her legs can go outwards like this. They can't split apart, but they do go up and they can go this far back, which is really not a lot. And then her knees bend backwards, obviously. So if she was sitting, then this is the look you would get with her sitting down. You can tilt her head from side to side and all around. And I did wash all of that gook out of her hair. I did my best to trim her ends, but I think she still needs more trimming. Ew, look at that. Oh my gosh, did y'all see that? Just Mattel. Why do y'all even bother? I don't even know. I don't understand what this hairstyle is, to be honest, you guys. Like, this was the thing that was the most confusing to me about this doll. What is the look that we're going for with this hairstyle? I just don't understand it. And I'm not too familiar with the designer of this doll. Her name is Huim No. She's sounds like a Korean name. I don't really follow her work. I don't know what other dolls she has designed to compare this one to, so I'm not sure what her usual body of work looks like. Can somebody please, if you know, explain what in the world is going on with this hairstyle, bro? In my case, I'm going to be matching her with this body, which is a curvy yoga doll. And in the meantime, if you guys are looking for more information on made to move doll body matches, please go take a look at this YouTube channel called Faith Aline and see if you can find some information on her channel that will help you, because this lady has dedicated about as much time and effort into categorizing skin tones for made to move matches as I obsess over doll head sculpts. You need to go over there and check her stuff out, because I mean, she just makes it so easy for you to figure out what goes with what. And when you go visit Faith Aline, make sure you tell her in the comments that Gypsy from Broken Dolly sent you over there, so that she knows that her material is being highly appreciated by us over here in our community. Let's give this girl her new body and see how she looks. Now that we have tamed her hair somewhat, it looks like this hair is just very poorly cut. The length doesn't seem uniform all the way around. I've seen Barbie do immaculate work on doll hair, even with shorter hairstyles, and it's very precise, really good quality control when they feel like it. I don't know why they just lazily slapped this doll together like this. It's very concerning for the price that she's supposed to be. This side is longer than this side. I don't understand what the vision was for the hairstyle with this doll. So if you're going to take the gel out and restyle it, then you might end up needing to trim a portion off the edges here so that it's even with the other side, because it's very, very uneven on my doll. And I know it's not just me, because when I saw this doll on other people's accounts, like some people's hair looked like it was slanted like this. No matter whose doll I looked at, it just everybody's was not the same. It was completely different. I'm very tempted to cut her hair even shorter though. I think she would look really cute with like a little bob with her hair even shorter. Texture of this hair is the usual saran tangle-free smooth hair that we all like and love. Because of the tan, she's got a very California girl, island girl kind of vibe to her. So if you want to style her to reflect that, that would probably be a really cool look for this doll as well. This doll is considered a limited edition doll in that it is a gold label doll, which means there's less than 25,000 dolls produced worldwide. If you're interested in this doll, she's only available at Mattel Creations at original retail price. There are no other retailers that have this doll on hand that I know of at this time, and I'm not counting third-party resellers where people are selling her for much higher prices. I'm not sure if that is worth it to spend that much money on this doll, because Andra is not a head sculpt that's so like rare and hard to get a hold of at decent prices. All of my made to move Andras had very good facial screenings, hair textures, a more superior articulation in the body, and their prices were half the price of this doll that I had to do all this customizing to. I wouldn't say that it's worth it to spend more than the original price for this doll. And even with the original price, there's a lot of controversy over it, because Mattel had a really horrible fail at the time of launch when it came to the pricing. They were going up and down with the pricing, and it was making everybody pissed. So a lot of people ended up boycotting this doll on principle, just to teach Mattel a lesson, and just didn't end up purchasing this doll, and even went on social media to encourage other collectors not to purchase this doll for that reason. Now, since then, Mattel has given $10 coupons to people who purchased this doll. Yeah, I don't know if that really makes up for it though, because when you buy this doll, you still have to pay the original price for her to get the coupon. And in my case, I used my coupon from the first order that I made to purchase this doll with for $35, and then my doll with the wonky eye, who I paid regular price for, I am going to return her and get my money back. So I guess I saved $10 on this version, but it took so long for her to get here. I don't even know if it was worth it to do all of that. But what other choice do we have if we can only purchase this doll at a reasonable price on Mattel Creations website directly, right? So before we finish up, I just want to give you guys some pros and cons to think about when you're wondering if you should purchase this doll. Here are some pros. The Andra Sculpt is well executed with the side glancing eyes, and that makes her a lot more unique than the other Andras that are available at the moment. Her modern outfit style and high quality clothing is definitely a plus, especially if you have other dolls that you want to use these clothes for. The saran hair is tangle free and smooth and easy to style. The doll itself looks very collector quality, and she doesn't look like a typical playline doll, so you can tell that this doll is meant for adults. Her outfit is super versatile. You can fit the outfit on multiple body types, and the jacket can be fitted on different genders. And she does have articulation out of the box, even though it isn't made to move. Any is better than none. Here are some cons. The wonky eye issue that I had with my original doll is actually very common. So many people have been complaining about this issue with this doll, which makes it kind of annoying because if you need to return or exchange a doll with Mattel, the process is a nightmare and it takes so long. Along with that issue is that because you can only order this doll online, you can't go into a store and pick this doll out yourself by hand so that you can choose the right doll with the right screening to your satisfaction. Out of the box, her hair is super stiff. It's heavily gelled. It's really weird looking. I don't see what the vision is with the hairstyle in the least bit, and as you guys saw with both of my Maeves, one doll, her hair was a little bit more presentable in the box than the other one. So if you are an in-box collector, this may be an issue for you in making sure that your doll looks pristine inside the box. Her shoes are very poorly designed. It's a pretty design, but the heel needs to be a little bit stiffer, sturdier, or chunkier in order for it to stand up correctly. It's a very dollar store generic fashion doll issue that I should not be seeing with Mattel, who is supposed to be like basically the monopoly of fashion dolls. And since you can't see the shoes or the feet anyways, I actually would have appreciated if they had just given her some nice heeled boots instead of these little small tiny heels. Although she doesn't have made to move articulation, if you wanted to upgrade her joints, you can do so very easily. And then the last con I have is that this doll requires some customizing and fixing straight out of the box, which is really disappointing considering the price point that this doll is being sold at. Mattel does not send me dolls for free, you guys. I don't have no reason to lie to you guys or sugarcoat things or make it sound like the doll's better than it is. This is another thing that might be a concern to you if you are too lazy like me or not really as skilled in your customizing abilities to fix the doll all up when you get her. So my final thoughts and recommendations are as follows. Who is this doll for? I think that this doll is for anybody who is a fashion-focused teenager and older in age adult collectors, hardcore Barbie fans who really just love this fashion style, especially in the Styled By series. Sometimes it can be very over the top, things you might not normally see as part of an everyday look, but this one is very high fashion and also casual all at the same time, so I think that's pretty cool. This one I think is a must-have for those who really love the Andra Sculpt and maybe missed out on the Barbie looks dolls. This one is very laid back and casual looking. This doll is also great for fashion lovers who wants a realistic, neutral, but also stylish kind of pieces. Definitely you can get a lot of wear out of the clothes she comes with because you can mix and match it amongst your dolls. And in my own opinion, I think if you do an upgrade to her articulation, it will make the doll a lot better. If you enjoyed this review and restyle session with me, Gypsy, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment down below. Do you have an answer for one of these questions? Do you own this doll? Do you have other Andra Sculpts in your collection? Would you keep Maeve Reilly as is, or would you restyle her? Is she worth it with the $10 coupon at $45 before taxes and shipping? And also, I just want to remind you guys not to buy any dolls due to a sense of hype on social media or because influencers like myself who create review videos or showcase our dolls online sometimes have a tendency to drive up hype for dolls because we're just excited about the doll. Content creators, they're trying to make money and they're trying to get free dolls from companies. Sometimes they're a little bit biased in how enthusiastic they seem when they're talking about a specific doll, and they will leave out a lot of information about a doll just for their own personal reasons. It's not a reason to not watch their content, but I just want to make that very clear as a doll collector and a YouTuber at the same time. It's not something that you guys should let influence your decision on whether you should add a doll into your collection. If you don't personally connect with the doll in some way. If you already have, let's say, like 8 Andra dolls in your collection and you don't really need another one, then maybe skip this one. She's kind of pricey. If you already have a very nice collection of high-end, stylish looking clothes that are similar to what this doll comes with, again, maybe don't get this doll because you don't really need all of these similar looking pieces in your collection for this price. You know, if she was on sale or something like that, maybe that would be a little bit different. I'm saying this more so for new collectors who have just started. It can get very overwhelming trying to keep up with all of the cool things that you see on social media and within the doll community online because we post like crazy. But that's because a lot of us are just obsessed with dolls and we have no other outlet to show this except to come online and do it. So please, please, please do not go out of your way and make yourself go broke, spend up your whole paychecks because you're trying to add specific dolls to your collection that you see other people getting, and you just feel the sense of missing out if you don't go and get the doll. I just have to say this because I feel like it's my responsibility as part of the doll community and as an influencer in the community to make sure that my viewers understand that my intent here is not to create anxiety so that people feel compelled to go and buy a doll when they don't really want or need it and then regret it later on because they're like, I could have spent that money on something else. Please, please, please don't do that. Put a little bit of thought into which dolls you're going to be purchasing as you're collecting. I wish somebody would have told me this stuff when I was a beginner collector as well. I thought I had to have every fashionista that was coming out. Like, it was not that serious. I will see you guys in my next video. My name's Gypsy. You're watching Broken Dolly TV. And now, have a dolly day.